Time travel is real. If this direction has appeal, it's Rhyme and Reason 860.
Here's your rhyme and reason. Oh, yeah.
Hey there, Tony here. And I bet you never thought you'd hear me say that, right? Time travel is real. But before I explain that assertion, I'll say this. And I've said it before. Maybe I've said it a lot of times, but I'm going to say it again. I have enjoyed a wide variety of time travel themed movies and other shows, TV shows and things. I've enjoyed those because it's fun to imagine all those what ifs. What if you traveled in the future and you met your future self and your future self didn't even like you? I mean, all the what ifs, but all those what ifs in the universe, they won't make back and forth time travel a reality. So how can I say that and say time travel is real? Well, because time does travel, but it only travels in one direction, forward. And it's really more accurate to say we move forward through time. Well, I don't know if that's more accurate, but it's just as accurate because time's not an organic entity. It's not easy to roll off the tongue. An organic entity. It's not any other kind of entity for that matter. It's not antimatter either. Time exists because God exists. And I know I just triggered a lot of little gods with a little g, but, so be it. And because God has always existed, time has always existed. And even if you agree with me, here's where you might jump off this bandwagon. God does not exist outside of time. But that makes him all the more awesome when you think about it. The creator of the universe has no beginning, had no beginning, and even though you can't even begin to wrap your mind around that, it's true. But you and I, we had a beginning, a starting point in this never-ending invisible thread known as time. And on that note, I have some great news for a few. Most people won't give a rip about this next tidbit I'm going to share because it requires something they'd rather not deal with: humility and the willingness to accept a savior. Oh no, there's one of those religious S words, right? I know, I'm old-fashioned. I'm out of style, and I'm not inclusive, tolerant, or diverse, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. The main reason most people don't want any part of God is they don't want to take personal responsibility for their life. I hope that's not you. But if it is, I hope you decide sooner rather than later that you don't want your time to be forever filled up with empty space. Okay? Think about it. So time travel is real when you acknowledge it only goes in one direction, but when you believe time is fluid or flexible or relative, I think it's easy to come up with all sorts of fairy tales. And even though I get a kick out of reading fiction and watching science fiction, I don't buy into those childish ideas of traveling back in time to undo past wrongs. And I don't buy into the idea of traveling forward in time to warn future people of what's coming. Because all of that silliness is just an attempt to be the bottom line arbiter of right and wrong. And you and I didn't create the universe, so you and I don't get to be the ultimate authority over the laws that govern it. Now, personally, I don't see that as a problem because I'm willing to admit there is a God, I'm not him, and he is authority over all creation. And I'm content with that knowledge. I wish everybody was, because that contentment gives me peace. And I mean the kind of peace that I can confidently share words of whimsy, just like this. Way over there is a pool of blue sky, where the mountains drink and the blue jays fly. There's an echo too, and it says that I can be way over there with the wink of an eye. So I wink and think about way over there, and I feel myself flying through the air. And I ride the wind, and it feels so cool, and I land right next to the blue sky pool. I dip my hand in, and I splash my face. I love the feel of this beautiful place. Then I look back where I flew through the air, and I see myself wave from way over there. Time travel. It's just an imaginary thing. Thanks so much for tuning into this whimsical, way over there kind of episode of Rhyme and Reason. It's brought to you, as always, by TonyFunderburk.com, where you can get all kinds of just as wacky, wonderful, way over there kinds of things like that. And you will love them. As a matter of fact, there's a link in the in the words that go with this episode, that'll take you to one of my books or to my author page on Amazon, where you can find all of my books and buy all of them at the same time if you want to. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme and reason.